So welcome to the Pathways Podcast, Cell Bio 2022 edition. This is Mary Spiro, your host, and I am sitting here with Landon, Savoy, and Alemany. Is that right? And they are two graduate students who are here attending the meeting, and I wanted to find out their impressions of the meeting. Landon, tell me a little bit about what some of the things that you've been doing and if you've enjoyed it and what you liked about it and maybe what you didn't like about it.
Okay. I'm a second year graduate student, so I've been attending the transition academies at ASCB, and I thought that they were really good because they were a lot more small group than a lot of the other symposiums that are at ASCB, and you were able to get a lot more personable with the PIs and ask them more in detailed questions and really get a better handle on what we want to do after grad school, and also clear up a lot of misconceptions that are floated around about going into industry or going into academia, and also flipping back and forth between the two. And I thought that was very helpful, and I gained a lot of insight into what I do want to do after grad school.
And Landon, you said you're at Iowa State University, and do you think that maybe you enjoyed the Transitions Academy setting because you enjoy a smaller town environment?
Yes, I think that does play in a factor. I think that when you're in there's a lot of benefits to being in a large group of scientists, but I do like the fact of breaking off into a smaller group, because everybody sort of relaxes more and gets more personable, and it makes a better experience for everybody, in my opinion.
Katie, what university are you with?
I'm in the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Campus. I'm a fourth-year grad student in the Cell Biology Stem Cells and Development Program, and this is actually my first in-person ASCB. I joined my lab at the peak pandemic, and so my first two experiences were the virtual meetings, which do have their own benefits. Of being able to, you don't have to worry about travel. You can go to many subgroups without running around. But I think the networking that I've been able to do at this meeting compared to previous years have been invaluable. It's been amazing to be able to interact with different PIs in my field, and also from different groups that I've read their papers, and now I'm meeting students like Landon, who I know, his PI wrote the paper that started my project. And so it's just been really amazing to get to know everybody.
What sorts of activities have you done here at the meeting that you thought were really interesting?
Sure. I think a lot of the individual subgroups have been really helpful, especially like I was able to attend the cell biology opportunities in government, and there's been a few roundtables like women in cell biology, and so all of those different networking events or opportunities that I didn't even know were available, but now there's these sessions on them, have been really, really helpful. Yeah.
Landon, you mentioned that you thought there might be some things you'd like to change about the Cell Bio meeting experience. What can you share with me that I might be able to share with my meetings team coordinators?
Yeah. I have a lot of graduate students in my lab that are graduating and are looking for jobs, and they went to the career fair at ASCB, and they were telling me how they thought that it would have been nice if they were able to be matched up with certain people and have more conversations, and they thought that they had trouble finding a lot of opportunities at the career fair because it was smaller versus all the exhibits that were at ASCB, and they would like it to be more fleshed out. And I also would like to see something similar with like people who are hiring postdocs, because when you're walking around ASCB, everyone is hiring at the moment. It's a very there's a real big postdoc shortage nowadays, and I would feel like when I am eventually looking for a postdoc, that having a similar experience where you're like matched up with a few people, kind of similar to the thing that they have going on with like new people. I forgot what it's
The
called.
Career Connect or the First Timers.
Yeah, like the First Timers Connect. if they had something similar to that with people looking for postdocs and people hiring postdocs, that would also be pretty awesome, I think.
That's a really great idea, because it's intimidating, because there's so many people here. This is probably the biggest event I've been to since, everything eased back up. And, the most opportunity you might get are a bunch of people coming to your poster, and you only have a short time with them, and then they're gone, and the next group comes in, and you can't really network unless they come and find you again. So I think that'd be a really amazing idea. Yeah.
How long have you been a member of ASCB, Landon?
I only just started. This is my first ASCB ever, actually. Yeah.
Do you plan to continue your membership?
I do. I've had a lot of fun, and I met a lot of people, and I am probably going to continue to come over the years.
You told me a little bit earlier before we started recording about how you're interested in mentoring. Tell me about what you'd like to do there.
When I'm done with graduate school, my main goal is to become a PI, and I would like to have graduate students, postdocs, undergrads, and all. But I also really love teaching, and I really, probably from my multiple years of tutoring as an undergrad, I think one of my favorite things is to see the spark in somebody's eye when they finally understand something. So I do want teaching to be a large portion of my career in the future.
Is there anything that ASCB could do to support your desire to maybe learn mentoring skills?
I think there have been some mentoring programs at ASCB this year. It's that the main thing is that there was a lot of things that were happening at the same time, and having to pick and choose which one you go to was the difficult thing. And since I'm starting, I was just in the beginning of the lab, I was more prioritizing going to different symposiums, so I unfortunately missed out on those.
Right. So you were focused more on the science aspect as opposed to some professional development things. Okay. Yeah. How about you, Katie?
Just what I want to do. Yeah, so I actually joined grad school because I wanted to teach at a small liberal arts college. That was my dream. I do love the mentoring aspect, I think, more than even the research aspect, but obviously I love it, or else I wouldn't be in grad school. And I definitely try to take as many opportunities as I can to mentor, because there's no undergraduates on our campus. And so, we might have summer students come in or high school students. And so I try to take advantage of those opportunities, but then they're limited because of where I'm at. And so I do think that some of these symposiums, having them available has been a great opportunity, but I also prioritized the science one since I haven't been here in person before. So it's really hard to pick and choose, as he said, as well. Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to tell me about the Cell Bio meeting? Or anything in general?
I did just have an idea about the mentoring aspect. Coming up as a first-year graduate student last year, I was kind of realized that there really isn't one right way to be a mentor, and there's multiple different strategies to it. And I guess I feel as if coming up in a lab, you may not be exposed to different types of mentorships. And I'm assuming that PIs most likely have a similar strategy to their mentor, but I think it would be useful to have some symposiums about different mentoring strategies, and kind of doing a holistic view that there's more than one way to do it, so PIs can get some ideas of how to do it differently, or how they can make their mentoring better.
That could be a whole meeting unto itself, separate from the Cell Bio meeting.
It could also be helpful to have PIs also attend different mentoring events that they can take back to their own universities, so that there's opportunities for both students and PIs to get the different resources also. That might be beneficial.
Well, thanks so much for sharing your thoughts with me today. Hope you enjoyed the rest of the meeting.
Thank you so much.
It was a very nice meeting.